everyone. My name is AK Whatley. I go by AK because my real name is too hard to pronounce for most people. My real name is Akamu Kaipo Whatley Young. When I went in the military, Whatley Young was too big to put across my chest, so I shortened it to Whatley. And when I moved from Hawaii to Texas, no one could say Akamu. And I was no longer Hawaiian, I was the biggest Mexican anybody had ever seen. So I started going by AK, just to make it easier. With me, I was in the military for 8 years total. They didn't have programs like this whenever I got out. I got out back in 2004, got out Fort Hood, and I went from structure, dress right, dressed. I knew exactly what was going on at any point in time. And then you're out on your own with all of these people with no rank.
What year was that?
2004, August 14th. Not counting.
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
So all of my structure that I had, everything that I was used to, everybody that I knew was going on, none of that was there, and I had to find my own way. I also never met anyone in the civilian world that it was as high speed as all the people that I knew in the military world. You know, in the military, typically if somebody tells you they're going to do something, that's it. You don't got to check back up. You're just done and that's it. Now, all that changed. So I had to kind of sort my own way on how I was going to do this. I tried to go to corporate, and there was structure there was rules and everything that were there, and I was in the wrong place completely. Because now I was sitting inside of one of these little lockers staring at a computer screen, punching in things onto a keyboard, and it was driving me crazy trying to fit into their cubicle. I worked at several very successful jobs, made a pile of money, worked for Dun & Bradstreet, who manages all the business credit for companies. I was a consultant for them. Everywhere that I went to, I was always one of the top ones in the company because of my never quit attitude. Show me what the rules of the game are, and I'm going to play that game, I'm going to win that game every single time. And if I don't win it this time, I'm going to learn why I didn't win, and I'm going to come back and win it next time. So I still wasn't happy doing that. Whenever I was still in the military, I bought a Jeep Wrangler back in '99. And of course, my good Uncle Sam, he gave me these Humvees that I could take out and play with and tear up, and he would repair them. And when I bought my Jeep, I could still take them out off-road. I could go camping, I could tear it up, but now I had to fix it. And the only time that I was really happy was when I was out off-road with my friends, other veterans. We'd go out camping, relax, a little bit of range therapy, and I could get out and really clear my head. So for me, my Jeep, or my four-wheel drive, was freedom. I could get away from the city, I could slow everything down, and I could process all of the stuff that I was going through. And there was other like-minded people that I could go out and do that with, that I could talk to. When I tried to go off-road, I learned very quickly that any of the parts that I would buy through the normal channels, they would break, and they would break often. And there was always somebody there with some type of shop ready to sell you a different colored part that's the same garbage that I just had on there that was going to break the next time I took it out. And you go in, hey, my Jeep's broken, or my car's broken, what's wrong with this? Oh, I didn't realize that you wanted to do this with it. You need to buy this color part in order to fix it. All of it broke. So my friends and I realized that, okay, if we're going to go off-road and we're going to do this, we have to build better parts that don't break. And we broke a lot of parts. If I had slides right now, I would show you vehicles climbing vertical walls, sailing through the air. You can check out our website and see all that. Or I'm going to do a shameless plug right here. Does everybody have access to the History Channel? Yep. There's a TV show called Truck Night in America. I was in the Military Might episode, season 2, episode 7, and you will see exactly what it is that I build and exactly what it does when it's put in competition with everybody else. So we started building these vehicles, building stronger parts, and making these vehicles drive rocks and mountains and boulders that would just absolutely blow your mind. You can't walk up these things, but we can drive up these things. Then we decided one day, we were all sitting around the campfire, and this was back in Texas. In Texas, the fence lines that go around the ranches have an access road, so you can service the fences. And somebody said, hey, I bet I can drive around the fence line faster than you can. Well, that sounds like a race. Let's go. And next thing you know, we started going fast in these off-road vehicles. Now, back then, you couldn't drive these things on the road. We were going 25, 30 miles an hour off-road, and we thought that was fast. So fast forward to where we're at now, the technology that's available out there, the parts that have been developed, now allow these vehicles to do 120, 130 miles an hour off-road. They can fly 70, 80 feet, come down like they never left the ground. The Jeeps that we build, the four-wheel drives that we build now, my Jeep it's a four-door JKU. It's got an SRT8 Hemi in it that we took out of a Dodge or a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It has 40-inch tires on it, huge tires, King coilover suspension, so this is all race level stuff. I can drive it down the road with one finger on the wheel. I take my kids to school with it, and it will out-corner and outrun a Porsche Cayenne. And it's the same one that y'all are going to see on the History Night, or on the History Channel if y'all decide to watch this show. So this is something that I've always been passionate about, and I feel like what I was put here on earth. How do I build things that are better? When I was a little kid, I played with Legos. That was the only toys that I want. Every time I'd build something, I'd look at it, I'd think of a way to make it better, I'd take it apart, and I'd build it again better. Back in 2012, 2011, everybody remembers the recession hit. Well, next thing you know, I'm out of a job. And now there is chaos all around me. Now I don't have a job. I don't have a way to pay bills, but I do have a certain skill set. I have the ability to take metal and make it do whatever it is that I want to do with it. I started building boat ramps for people that had like lake houses to store their boats in, hand railing, anything that I could do that I could get my hands on to build, but I still wanted to build these vehicles. 7 years ago, my wife and I decided that we can be scared of the chaos that is the world that's around us, or we can stand on our own 2 feet and face it, spread our wings and embrace it, and see where it takes us. So we started Chaos Fab Shop because we had the ability to build vehicles different. When we decided to start building these vehicles, we didn't know if there was going to be a market for this level of custom vehicle. All we could do was try. And yeah, we could be scared about it and choose not to try and always wonder. Or again, we could stand on our own 2 feet, face our fears, stare it down, and do it anyway. And reach out to all of your friends and everybody that you've met along the way, and don't be too proud to ask questions. I've learned a lot of lessons the hard way opening this business up. But it has been very profitable for my soul. When I go home at night, I don't wish I was doing something else. On the weekends, I don't wish I was doing something else. I'm doing exactly what I was put here on earth to do. For me, when I was young, they didn't really know or understand ADD or ADHD. Most of us have it. Who here loves adrenaline? No. We love it because it calms our mind, and we can focus and we can think clearly and see clearly. The rest of the time, our mind's going a million miles a minute, thinking about everything that we should do, blah, 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 make a whole bunch of lists, cross off lists. We love to do that. The only time that I am really at peace is when my adrenaline is going 90 to nothing, which is why I love off-road racing. That's why I love going fast through the woods like a cruise missile with trees 6 inches on each side of the vehicle, and you're coming around the corner sliding sideways. I feel at peace. The world slows down. So I decided with this company to take these race vehicles that are off-road race use only. What would happen if we drove these things on the street? So we took everything that I've learned from all of the racing and the off-roading and everything that I've been doing the last 20 some odd years now, and we put them into street legal vehicles. So now we can take, has anybody ever heard of like side-by-sides, the sport utility kind of vehicles that you take off-road? Anybody seen those? They're using them in the military. They're like Polaris Rangers and stuff like that. These things are capable off-road. You can go fast in these things off-road. So what if you could take a street legal Jeep and jump it through the air like these things can? What if you could take a sports car, Corvette, and take all the motor and the engine and everything out of there and put that into that same vehicle? Now we have an absolute beast that is unlike anything that anybody else is making that's out there. So for me, the need that I found was that I could build a unique vehicle that people would want. And we have been shipping these vehicles out all over the world. Lessons that I've learned along the way and learned the hard way: you don't need a partner. You can do it by yourself. You get a partner involved in your business, whatever reason is going to go south and they're going to try to get over on you. Do it by yourself. If somebody wants to be your partner, hire them as a consultant with no power, no rights. If you grow this business into something profitable and you're 50-50, you're never going to be able to sell this business. They are going to tie it up. It's going to get messy. It's going to get ugly. Keep it yourself. Pay people to do the work that you want them to do. The other thing for me that I believe in is do not take out loans. Now, this might not be the case for y'all. Whenever the recession hit, everybody lost everything. I saw that all that happened because all these people were taking loans out. I use a process, or I guess a theory, called the infinite banking concept. I am my own banker. Imagine, if you would, you take a lunchbox, fill it full of $100 bills. A lunchbox will hold about $50,000 in $100 bills. This is how I started. If you want to start out with $100 in that lunchbox, that's fine, but you are your own bank, and you are a loan shark to yourself. You're the only one that can borrow money from this. You need a $100 loan, you take it. But you don't get another loan until you pay back $125. 25% compounding interest on every single loan that you take. You pay back that loan, well, now your credit's clear again and you can take out another loan. You can start with whatever amount of money that you want to. It's completely up to you. But your interest that you end up charging yourself is all going right back into your pocket instead of the bank's pocket. If you decide you need to buy a truck costs $40,000, write out what it is at 25% interest to do that. Yes, the bank can probably give you a loan, 12%, 8%, 15%, whatever that may be, but you save your money. You loan yourself that money and you pay it back at 25% interest. Now when you're done paying for that loan, you still have a truck that's worth $20,000, and you have that $40,000 plus 25% compounding interest. Otherwise, if you take a loan from the bank, all you have is a truck that's worth $20,000, and that's it. So being smart about how you finance yourself. The other thing that you can do, everybody here has a life insurance policy. There are companies out there that you can get a whole life insurance policy. There's 3 of them. If y'all are interested in it, I'll tell you about it. But you can also use that as your lunchbox, take a loan from your whole life insurance policy, and the whole time that money is being loaned out to yourself, it gains about 6.25% compounding interest.
This doesn't work when you're over 70.
No, it doesn't. But if you're just getting into it, I started doing this when I was 21, 22. So if you don't take a loan, you still make 6.25%. If you're going to get a credit card, I have 2 credit cards now. I use them to purchase all of the things that I need for my business. It gets paid off weekly. It's a mileage credit card that we use for Southwest. So now I get to go take vacations and we get to fly anywhere we want to for free. But don't pay interest to people. Once you start that, it's such a slippery slope. And next thing you know, all you're doing is working to pay.